Hi everyone, good morning. It's Angie. I hope you guys are all doing great today. I am doing fabulous. I am finally gonna give you guys a yarn video. It's been a while. So as I was gathering things up to make this video, it was really difficult because it has been such a long time since I've done one of these that it's hard for me to remember what I got since last time I showed you and talked to you. So I probably am going to be skipping out on some things, and I might be showing you things that you may have already seen, and I apologize for that, but I did the best I could. Bo Duke, everybody say hello to Bo Duke. He's got to come and see what I'm doing. Go lay down, bud. Good boy, good boy. I'm sitting in a different spot today. I usually sit over in the corner with the windows behind me, but it's in the morning that I'm recording, and that faces towards the southeast, so the sun is coming in, you know, right there, so wasn't good for filming, so I came over here. Okay, let's get started. I'll show you some of the new things that I got. I have I don't know, it's been a really long time, so it's probably going to seem like a lot of new stuff, but it's been accrued gradually. So I did get some Joann's gift cards for Christmas, so I was able to purchase a lot of yarn from Joann's with my gift cards. And so, you know, a lot of it came from that as well. And then I did go yarn shopping for my birthday. I brought you guys with me. We did a live from that Joann's, but I ended up, I was a little bit disappointed with that Joann's. It had advertised that it was going to be, they had pictures. They had pictures where they had this yarn wall, like the entire wall was filled with these cubicles of every single color yarn, and it looked really, really cool. And then we get there, there's no yarn wall. I mean, it was truly false advertising. I felt like we got gypped out of the experience. So we did that. Then we went to Michael's from there because I wanted to check out their new spice cakes and the spice cakes, and what was it? The blossom cakes, the Caron blossom cakes. And went to that Michael's. They were totally sold out. I mean, they had a couple cakes of like 2 different colors, but they were all, you know how after yarn is on the shelf for so long, all the ends are, it's, you know, popping off the spool and the ends are all messed up. You don't want to buy it. Kind of like, do you guys remember newspaper machines, and you know, you put your quarter in or whatever and you open the thing and take out your newspaper? Well, I had a thing, I would never take the top paper. I would always lift up and take one from the bottom. I'm like that with yarn. I never take like what's in the front. I kind of try to dig back and get the bottom, you know, the back ones. So I wanted to show you guys my shirt today. It says, I can't get it all up. There we go, we'll do that. Restless Hands Club, and it's got knitting needles and a crochet hook with a ball of yarn that looks like a globe. Isn't that cool? Love this. I got it from Redbubble, if anybody's interested. They had some really cute knit, crochet, and just yarn type t-shirts. They have this in long sleeve, short sleeve, all different colors. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. So I'm gonna start, I think, with my order from Hirschner's. I got some order from Hirschner's that has some stuff kind of yarn related, but not necessarily crochet. So we'll see what I got from there. So the first thing I got from Hirschner's is I got these 2 packs in 2 different, they're 8 packs of baby yarn, and it's Hirschner's Afghan yarn. It's a 2-way yarn, and they come in, you know, these coordinating colors. Now I'm a little bit, I don't want to say disappointed, but the point of this pack was it was supposed to be coordinating colors. I don't feel like they did a real good job with this color matching the striped yarn here. I don't feel like that one really blends in with those other ones. Because my intention was to do a couple baby blankets. So I got it in this colorway, and I'm not sure, it doesn't say on here what the colorway is called, but it's just their baby yarn pack. And then this one though is really pretty. I got it in this set as well. And isn't that pretty, all those colors? Won't that make a beautiful baby blanket? So this is definitely going to become a baby blanket. This I'll probably parcel out and use them for other things. I don't know what I'll use them for. Actually, this might come in handy for the crochet along I'm doing now, in case I run out of yarn when I get to the border. We'll talk about that later. So I got those from Hirschner's. And then I also got this kit. And I don't know, you guys. I don't know about this. So it's this. And it's a garland. It's a snowman garland. So you crochet all the little snowmen in pieces and then put them together, and you crochet the snowflakes, and then you make a chain to attach them all to. And I think it ends up being, well, 96-inch length, however long that is. But it comes in a pack, and you've got it comes in this nice little carrying case with all the yarn you need to make these guys. And I made one guy. I haven't put anything on him, but that shows you about the size of what each of them is going to be. So it's about the size of my hand. So one snowman's about the size of my hand. So they're decent size. And then I did one snowflake, which it was fun doing the snowflake. I really enjoyed the snowflake. And I think it turned out really cute. I like the snowflake a lot. I have come to the conclusion, though, that I'm not a fan of stuff like this where you have to like crochet onto something else, like doing the eyes and that scarf and the butt and the, the charcoal buttons down the front of him and the nose. I've come to find out that I'm not a fan of that. Now, I am going to suffer through this because this is going to be a Christmas gift for somebody next year who is a snowman person. So I will suffer through, but I probably won't enjoy it. And I probably won't get anything like this ever again. But it is cute. And it's hard to believe, though, that you're going to need that much yarn to complete that. But I guess you do. I guess you do. Now, the other thing I got from Hirschner's, and this is also a gift for next year for my my snowman friend, has to do with yarn. It comes in this big pack. I mean, this is big, but it is a latch hook kit. And I just want to show you guys what it's going to look like because it's really cute. It is a Christmas tree skirt. A latch hook Christmas tree skirt. Isn't that adorbs? I hate that word, but I used it. Super cute, right? I'm excited about this one. I really, really like it, but I don't think I realized how much work it was going to be. So I was a little bit surprised because I've done latch hooks in the past, but I've only done them where the corresponding color was printed on the canvas. This one, it is just a blank canvas. So so it's a lot like you're doing a counted cross stitch. And I just want to show you guys the size of this. So, I mean, I should have known Christmas tree skirt, it's going to be large, but look at the size of this piece of fabric that I've got to work with. And I've got it's huge. It's huge. So this is going to be like a year-long process, and it is not, I mean, not cross-stitching, but it's not a quick process, latch hooking. Not a quick process at all. Let me see if it gives the dimensions. 34 inches in diameter is what it's going to be when it's finished. So, yeah. I think I bit off a little more than I could chew with that as well, and I better get started on it like now to get it done by next Christmas. So that was my Hirschner's order. I had one more thing in it, and it was another latch hook kit, and I can't find it. I don't know where it could have gone, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't know. It's got to be somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. If you guys could see my craft room, you'd understand why I can't find it. All right. Moving right along. I also picked up, if you, I believe that when I last spoke with you, I was working on the Espirito del Sol crochet along by Hooked on Sunshine. I'm pretty sure I was. So I'll show you my progress on that. I got held up on it, and I got held up for a couple of reasons. First of all, Christmas. I ended up making, and so I can't show you those because they've already all been gifted. I ended up making, I believe, 5 Afghans for Christmas gifts, and I finished the last one at noon on Christmas Eve day. That's how, like, close to the deadline I got. So my work on Espirito del Sol got kind of halted because of that, and then also because there's a yarn color. I'm using Lion Brand 24/7 cotton for this blanket, and one of the colors I can't find anywhere. It's like back order. Well, it might be available now, but at the time I couldn't find it. So I'll just show you my progress on it because it is getting quite large, and I haven't shown it to you in a really long time. And so this is what it is looking like so far. Now, it's going to start to get a lot more decoration in the corners up here. I'm going to be building some big corner fans. And then in the middle here, I'm going to start to build like a big fan type thing in the corner. And then you can see I have leaves and stems up here that aren't attached to anything yet. I'm going to be doing another round of these flowers, and the flowers are get attached to the stems, and then these leaves will get tacked down. So that's where I'm at right now. And I did decide with these flowers. See, the joining method for these flowers was you've got these stems that you crocheted back in this row. Then you do a bunch of rows until you get up to, the height. And then you're going to attach your flower and then tack it to the row that's behind it. And that's what holds the flower on. Like this. See, the flower's held on by that stem, and this is attached to this row up here. Well, and so, but these flowers are really floppy because of that, because they're just held on by that, and they kind of curl a little just from the blanket getting folded up and whatnot. So I think that what I'm going to do when I'm finished is I think I'm going to tack these flowers down so that they sit open and pretty and they don't flop around. And it was see, doesn't that look better than the flop around folded? I think it does. So I think I'm going to do that once I finish, with the blanket. But I love it. It being cotton, this thing is so heavy right now, you guys. So heavy. But I ran out of yarn again. I had to get restocked on yarn. So I've got everything except one of my yellow colors I still don't have. And I got to run out to my local yarn store here out by my house and see if they have any. So that's where that's at. So I decided I wanted to start that blanket again. I wanted to make another one. And I saw someone had done it in like a cake from a multicolored cake. And they didn't color control it. They just let it be whatever it was. So it's a lightweight, you're supposed to use a lightweight 3 yarn on that project. So I was thinking to myself, what could I use? And I thought, what about mandala cakes? That would be cool. So with my Christmas money, I was at Joann's, and they had these mandala bonus bundles, really cheap. And I thought, wouldn't that Espirito del Sol look beautiful in these colors? So I bought 7 of these. Well, if I could color control, these would be great colors. And I could color control, but gosh, it's a lot of work and a mess. So I scrapped that idea. I'm not going to do another Espirito del Sol with this. I'll use this for something else. And I did use it for something else already. So I'm making out of one of these, I'm making it's like a double-breasted sweater coat for my granddaughter. It's from the YouTuber. I really like her stuff. She does a lot of children's clothing. Simona Crochet, Simona, Simona on YouTube. And I really like her tutorials. They're really nice. And like I said, she does a lot of children's stuff. And then the other thing I did with it is, you know, the big craze right now, everybody's doing it this year. It's like the New Year's craze, are the hexi cardies, the hexagon cardigans. So I did, you're supposed to use a 4-weight yarn for the pattern I was following, but I didn't have one that I wanted to make I didn't have a good color combinations in my stash. So I thought, what if I put 2 strands together of those mandala cakes, and I started them in different colors, so I'll show you what I mean. So I've got 2 strands together, but the colors aren't the same. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm at so far with this. I finished the hexagons, and I seamed the shoulders and seamed the back. And then now I'm adding rows to the bottom to make it longer. And I think I'm on like row 16 or 17, I think. So of adding on to the bottom. So it's getting bigger. So it still has to get more added to the sleeves. And you can either leave the sleeves full width, or you can decrease the sleeves so that they're not so poofy. And I think I'm going to do that. And then you also add a hood, and then also, you know, finish off border stitching to finish it off. So that's where I am with that, and that's what I am doing with my lion mandala. And I like the way it turned out. I think it looks pretty with the 2 strands together. And it's just kind of crazy and fun. You know what I mean? Just kind of whimsical. I also, with my Christmas money, I got a lot of Joann's Christmas money, you guys. I got more of that Heron Ogo. I think I've showed it to you before, maybe not. Let me grab, I gotta lean, sorry. I think I've showed this before. The Colorama Halo Heron Ogo. Love this stuff. I love its ombre effect. It has a very nice subtle ombre to it. And it is a super, super soft acrylic. It's actually 71% acrylic, 18% nylon, 11% polyester. Comes in a 481 yards is in this, and it's a bulky 5. So that's it. And they had these for $6. They were $5.99. That's a really good deal. I'm in love with this yarn. I made my mom a poncho with it in a green color, using Bag O' Day Crochet's Carolina poncho pattern, and I loved it. And I'm making right now Maddie a cardigan. I'll show you the pieces to it in just one second. Oh, I gotta reach again. I had too much stuff that I couldn't pile it all next to me, so I had to spread it out. Okay, so I got a tangle here. And this is one of my sleeves. It's a little bit different of a construction. You do it's a cardigan that you do 2 back panels, 2 front panels, 2 arms. So, and the reason for that is it's called the Patchwork Party Cardie. And it's a free pattern. I don't remember the name of the designer, but if you search Patchwork Party Cardi Light, Lite, that's the pattern. So what you do is you do 2 back panels and 2 front panels. And the idea is if you start with the dark, I mean, it's all it is half double crochet. I think it's like, is it back loop only half double? Or is it just regular old half double? I don't even remember. But if you start the top dark, on the other panel you start it light. And so that gives you the patchwork effect. And then opposite on the front. And then it has pockets also that are going to go on there. And so you do the pockets, the dark ones on the light ones on the dark. So I've got everything done for that. I just have to finish one sleeve. I'm halfway through with the second sleeve. Finish the sleeve and sew it together, and that's a done project. But you know how I am with finishing shit. I'm horrible. I'm awful, awful, awful. All right, what next? We'll continue on with my Joanne stuff. So Maddie came over and she was showing me a sweater she was making. And I was like, what is this yarn? This feels fabulous. It's beautiful. She was like, I got it at Joann's. It says it's from the vault. It's called Jiffy yarn, Lion Brand from the vault. I'm like, I gotta check that out. So I had still money on my gift cards. We went to Joann's. I bought one of every color except for dark green. They didn't have the dark forest green, so I wasn't able to get that. Why does it feel like I've told you guys this before? But I haven't, because I haven't done a yarn video since Christmas, so I don't know. But so what I'm doing with them is I'm going to do a patchwork quilt, or a patchwork Afghan that kind of looks like a quilt. What you do is you do 10 squares just in regular granny stitch. So I did one for each color, and then 10 squares where each color has a different stitch pattern. So this is one of them. That's the only one I have done. But I'll just show you the colors, and I'll show you the colors based on my sample, so I don't have to pull each skein over here. But I just want to show you what the skeins look like. So this is what it looks like. It's called Jiffy. This is the color Slate. These are a bulky 5-weight yarn, and there's 681 yards in here. And it is what is the fabric? 100% acrylic. But it is a super soft acrylic, and I think you can see that halo on it, that fuzz. It has a really nice halo. Makes it a little bit difficult to frog if you've got to take it apart, because it tends to want to stick to itself. But it's really gorgeous. I'm loving it. I love working with it. And I'm going to have enough left over because there's almost 700 yards per skein on here. And I only need to make 2 squares out of each color. And I have 10 colors plus cream. So I have 11 colors total. I'm going to use the cream for joining and for the border. So I have a lot left over. And so I have a different kind of patchwork pattern. And no, that's not true. That's not what I decided. I'm gonna do with what's left over. Bag a Day Crochet had her Arabella cable Afghan pattern that she put out a while ago. I'm going to use the rest of these to do that. So I'm going to get 2 Afghans out of all of this, which I think is going to be awesome. So I'll show you the colors it comes in. I showed you the slate, and then it also comes in this color, which is like a beautiful, beautiful light aqua. And that's the slate. This gorgeous plum, like a deep purple. A beautiful rose, dusty rose. like a silver, a bluish silver, dark navy blue, kind of a country bluish gray, light pink, like a blush pink, kind of a caramel brown, and then, is that the same color as, no, and then another pink, kind of a rose, different, it's different than this rose. Hold on, let me show you the difference. This one is more purpley than, and this one's more mauve, I guess, and this one's more like a dusty rose, I guess, if I'm really looking at, now that I look at them together. But yeah, I love them. I love this yarn. So I've got 10 squares made. I just have to finish up the other, well, I've got 11 squares made actually. I just have to finish up the special squares. So I'm working on that a little bit here and there. I kind of haven't worked on it in a while, if I'm going to be honest with you. I've been busy diamond painting. I've been enjoying diamond painting a lot lately. Okay, so that brings me to my Color Lab Cal. You guys, I have an order here from Lion Brand. I'll show you in a second, but I'm going to show you my progress on my Color Lab Cal real quick. So I did part 1. Part 1 was just a series of granny squares. And this is how wide this blanket's going to be. It's going to be quite wide. I mean, I've got my arms stretched out and it's still sagging, and I'm holding it, you know, as far apart as I can. So these were just basic granny squares, you know, nothing special. And it's hard to tell, but every single color is different. Not the border colors, but the center colors are all different colors. They look very similar though in the camera, but they are different colors. Now, let me tell you how hard it was to make these, and I'll tell you the reason. Even though they're just basic granny squares, I had a horrible time meeting gauge. And because you're joining so many geometric patterns together, it's really important with this pattern that you meet gauge. So it took me, they recommended a 3.5 millimeter hook. I started with that, was too big. So I went down to a 3.25, too big. Went down to a 3, too big. Went down to a 2.75, too big. Finally, at a 2.5 millimeter hook, I was able to meet gauge with these. So then I moved on to part 2. This was part 1. This was week 1. So then I moved on to part 2, and I stuck with my same hook size. Got done with it, and it was way too small. So I'm like, what the hell? So, and yes, I'm using the same tension and the same technique. I always crochet the same. So I'm like, what the hell? So I went up a hook size. So now I'm using a 3 millimeter hook for the remainder of this. So this is the center motif of part 2. And I don't care for the colors, but I think once everything mixes together and we get into the bright colors, it's going to be fine. I also screwed up this green here, and at the bottom of this triangle, I have to take these rows off and redo them. All of these colors are called something like some kind of dessert. So I was having Nate, I'm going to blame it on Nate. I was having Nate help me look for the colors. And I needed matcha brownie, and he gave me matcha chiffon cake or matcha bundt cake or something. I mean, it said matcha, so that's what I used. I didn't look carefully. So this is supposed to be a different green. This is supposed to be like more of a limey green, and it really, I think, is going to make a difference. So I'm going to switch it. But you wouldn't believe how long it took to do this triangle, because you start with this triangle here, and then you add on these corners, and then you add on this border, and then you do these 3 triangles, and then you do this border, and then you do these rectangles, and then you do these triangles in there. And then you do these triangles here where you're adding the other color. Then you do these triangles out here and down here. So all of these pieces got to fit together. It's more difficult than it looks. It's just not technically difficult as far as stitches. I mean, all the stitches are very, it's very simple stitches. You are doing some color carrying in here and here, some color changing and carrying your yarn behind your hook or behind your work. But the stitches themselves are simple. It's just a matter of geometry, fitting it all together. So that's the middle panel that's going to go, it's going to attach to that long string of granny squares that was the first week. And then this is the left hand side, and so I'm not quite, see, it's going to resemble the middle section except with one corner cut off. So I got the rectangle done and I got these 3 triangles done, but on this side I haven't done this triangle yet or the rest of it, so I'm just partially done. But I like these colors quite a bit better. I think these ones are much prettier. So I have to do 2 of these, one for the right side, one for the left side. But part 3 came out and I was getting bored with not bored, but more frustrated with it just because of how everything has to fit together. So just as a stress reliever, I decided to check out part 3, and part 3 is just a bunch of granny squares sewn together. So I thought, I'm going to kind of relieve my stress and anxiety of having to work on this tedious stuff, and I will work on part 3. So I did, and part 3 is 20 granny squares all put together in a weird way. I'll show you. That's the other thing that this crochet along does that's interesting, is their joins. It's a join as you go method for the squares, and for the squares. But it's a very interesting process. It's one that I've never used before. They call it the PLT join, and I don't know what PLT stands for. I could probably look it up, or it might say somewhere in the information about the crochet along. But it's called a PLT join, and essentially, I'll show you what it looks like. It kind of looks pretty cool. I kind of like the way the join looks. It's different. It's different. But it's really kind of weird the way it works, the way you do it. And it's difficult to explain, so I'm not even going to get into it right now. It'd take me forever. You guys don't want to be here forever because I still have lots of stuff to show you. So let's move along. But these are the squares that I did for part 2. So you can see these 2 squares are the same motifs. They just have different colors. And then this one is different. So I've got 80 different colors in this yarn pack. So each of these is a different color combination. And then there are 7 different motifs of granny squares. So we got 7 different motifs we're mixing up the colors and putting them together. And I'm following the northern, if you wanted to look this cal up, it's called the Color Lab cal. Color spelled the British way, C-L-O-U-R. And I'm using the Scrumptious yarn pack, and I'm following the Northern Lights colorway. There's multiple colorways and yarn packs you can choose. Let me just grab my form real quick and show you what I got to go through to find colors, because it's comical. So I was really smart, and I printed this out, which was a good idea, because this is what the layout. So this tells you this is the schematic that tells you what color goes in what area. All right, what color goes where. This is my color list. Okay. So in the pattern, it tells me, or on the schematic, it tells me that it uses color BB. So I have to go to this and find color BB and see that BB is mint chocolate cookie. So then I have to go to my yarn box over here that has 80 different little skeins of yarn and dig through. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I just grabbed one and guess what? It's a mint chocolate cookie. Ha! That is so weird. That's really weird, you guys. Super weird. Super weird. Like do Twilight Zone weird. So yeah. So I've got 80 colors, and I gotta first I have to look at the schematic. Yeah, first I have to look at the schematic, then I have to take that, go to the list, find the name that goes with the letter, then go to the box and dig through and try to find the yarn. It's fun though. I'm having a blast. I'm not complaining about it. I'm having a blast doing it. Now, some people sorted their yarn and, you know, have it all ready for whatever part. I think it's more fun to go looking every time. I don't know. I'm really having a good time with that part actually. So I've been working on that quite a bit. Like I said, I have been diamond painting a lot lately too, so that's taken away from my crocheting a little bit lately. But I got a few more things. The day we went to Joann's for my birthday, I didn't get any yarn, but I did get this. And it's, you know, this is yarnish related, and I'm going to give this a try soon. I got a macrame kit. Now, it's not the prettiest in the world, but I figured this will just be a nice, it was on sale really cheap, and I figured it would give me like an idea of what it's all about. So I'm going to give that a try. And it's from DMC. It's a DMC brand, which I thought was interesting. So like I said, we didn't have any luck at that Joann's or Michael's. So since we didn't, we decided to go to the local yarn store that's by Maddie's house. It's called Unique Knits. And we went there and they had a clearance section. We cleared out their clearance section. Let me tell you, we got some friggin' deals. Okay, I'm gonna just start with this Rowan yarn. I got this Rowan cotton cashmere yarn. It is, let me find it's a 50-gram ball. They've got the price tag on the, okay, the price on here is $14.95. I paid $3.74 for Rowan cotton cashmere yarn. Isn't that beautiful? And it's soft. This is definitely a garment-worthy cotton. I want to say this is probably, I don't know if they're going to classify it as a 3-weight or a 4-weight. The writing's on here. It's just so, it's silver writing on a black background, and I don't have my glasses on. So I'm having a really difficult time. And I left my glasses, I don't know where I left my glasses, in the other room. Let's see if I can, this is terrible, you guys. Don't get old. It's hell getting old. Boy, oh boy, I really can't read that. I'm so sorry. And they're all gonna be the same. So I bought every one they had, and they're all coordinating colors. Let's see, where's my other color? So I got these 3, I thought there was one other color. Nope, these 3 colors. And they coordinate so well together. So I got enough that I'm going to be able to make a summer top out of it. Isn't that going to be just awesome? I mean, Rowan is expensive yarn. $15 per ball, and I got it for $3.74. Come on. How can you say no to that? So then I got, oh jeez, I'm so sorry. My balls are flying all over the place. Then I also got some of this Rowan hand knit cotton, 50 grams. This was regular $7.50. I got it for $1.50. And this is more just like, it reminds me of Lion Brand 24/7 cotton. And what I'm going to do is, if I run low on my Espirito del Sol, this is the same weight and everything, I'm going to incorporate this in there. But it was $1.50. How can you, I mean, how can you say no to $1.50 yarn, cotton yarn? Come on. So anywho, then I also got, they had this. This is Cecia Bluebell. Cecia Bluebell, 42% mohair, 40% polyester, 18% silk. Fuzzy yarn with sequins. I love sequins. And mohair and silk, come on, please. It's luxuriously gorgeous. Now, it's a very, very fine yarn, and this would be something that you would want to probably pair it with another yarn. This was $18.95. I got it again for $3.74 for this. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all of them that they had. I got 5 of them. So I'm going to be able to pair this with yarns and make sparkly stuff. And I already did. Let me show you what I made. It's sitting over, of course I forgot to grab it, so it's sitting across the room on the other table. So I'm going to have you hold on for just a second. So that was my haul from the little yarn shop. So I decided to, oh, I also got some Rowan fur. This fur, Rowan fur, which was also $3.74, but I put it away already. So I treated myself to something that wasn't on clearance, and I got a hank of Malabrigo Rios. I don't remember the name of the color, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And what I did is I paired it with that Cecia Bluebell silken mohair with the sequins, and the Rowan, and this Rowan fur, and I made myself a pair of mitts. I love them. They're like my new favorite item. I think these might be the favorite thing I have ever made for myself. I love them so, so much. Love them so much. And then Junebug happened. Now, if you don't know who Junebug is my grand dog. Junebug is Maddie's dog. Well, we decided a couple weeks ago that I wanted to have joint custody of Junebug because I want another dog. But then I'm like, do I really want another dog? Do I want to train a puppy? No, not really. But I don't want somebody else's dog either that I don't know its behavior, and I don't know, look, I'm sitting here wearing my mittens, and I don't know about it. So I'm like, maybe I could share custody of Junebug. So I asked Maddie and Austin, can we have joint custody of Junebug? And they said yes. So last week, Junebug was here for the entire week. She was here from Friday all through the week till the next Saturday. Well, I came home from the doctor's on Thursday, and I sat my mitts on the bench where we sit to take off our shoes and where I leave my purse and whatever. It's by the back door. And she was kind of quiet, and I wondered what was going on. And I came out, and look at what she did. She chewed the thumb off of my fancy new mittens. That little poop. Luckily, I have probably just enough of the Rios left that I can detach the thumb, because the thumb was made in a separate piece. I can take the thumb off and make a new thumb. I hope I have enough left to do that. I was so upset, you guys. I was like, really? Come on. It was the first time I ever wore them. I was so proud of them. Yeah. Thanks, Junebug. So there. That's that. All right. One more set of stuff to show you, and then I'll let you go because I've been talking your ear off. I had a Lion Brand had a sale, and it was quite a while ago. I think I wanted to say I placed the order on January 13th. I just got the stuff. So I ordered a couple of things for my granddaughters. I thought they were cute, and I thought they would be fun for them. So I got them each one of these. They're called Big Stitch DIY wall art. And I got this one that has the that's called Dreamer. It has like butterfly, hearts, and stars. And then I got this one that's called the Unicorn Magic. It has the unicorn, rainbow, and a cloud with raindrops. And it's a wooden board with holes, and you can paint the board, and then you stitch with yarn. The yarn is in the pack. Stitch it to, and I just thought the girls would have fun with them. These were on clearance for, I want to say, like $3 or $4. So heck yeah, that's a good little gift for when they're over here. They always want to craft with me, so I thought that would be a fun little thing that they could do with me when they come over to craft. Then I also got some more Comfy Cotton Blend. Love Comfy Cotton Blend. Comfy Cotton Blend is one of my favorite yarns, especially in the summer. They say it's a lightweight 3, but it's a heavy lightweight 3. It's a good solid lightweight 3. 392 yards in each cake, and it is 50, I believe it's 50-50. Yep, 50% cotton, 50% polyester, which the polyester in there makes it really, really soft. And the color I got here is called Chai Latte, and I love it. It's so pretty. See, I've made some stuff out of just the brown, which I think is called, it's called mocha. I'm pretty sure it's called mocha. Anyway, but I really wanted to try something out of something that was, you know, a little more busy, had some more color to it. So I think I got 10 of, how many of these did I get? I got 4 of these, so that's enough to make a top, because like I said, there's 392 yards in there in each one, so enough to make a nice summer top. Then I got some, I've been wanting to try this. This is the first time I've had it, and I did start working with it, and I love it. Love, love, love it. This is the Mandala Watercolors. It is a roving style yarn. It's a 5-weight bulky yarn, and it is 75% acrylic, 15% wool, and 10% nylon. And this is the color Cory, and there's 164 yards per ball. So I got enough of that to make a sweater. I got 10 of these. So I'm making a sweater with this. And you know, it's been interesting going so far with this sweater, because I found a pattern that I really enjoyed, or that I really liked the looks of, but I'm not enjoying stitching it. It is really weird. Oh, there's my scissors and my 6.5mm hook. They're sitting over here. That's weird. Okay, what else? I don't know how they got there. Whoops. Goodness, I'm just throwing stuff all over. It is, you work it up and down. So this is, you know, you work it vertically, and it looks like a knit stitch, right? And it is called a back loop only yarn over slip stitch, which is exactly what it sounds like. You're using the back loop only, and you're just yarning over and then slip stitching. You're not yarning over again and pulling through. So it's like a half double, but without yarning over the second time. You're just pulling through. And it's a little bit awkward to get used to. But I like the way it looks. I'm liking the way it looks. So, like I don't have much done, but I have to be in the right mood to work on this, I guess. And I've already gone through almost an entire ball, and I've only got that much, about 8 inches of the back panel done. I calculated though, based on this measurement, and I think I'm gonna be okay with the 1,600, little over 1,600 yards that I have for the sweater. So if not, I'll just have to get more, right? Okay. So then the last thing that I have is they also had on sale Vanna's Choice yarn in very select colors. So I did manage, and I'm really happy with the color that I was able to get. It's called Sea Spray Mist. And isn't that pretty? I mean, it's like not heathered. and it's not quite variegated. It's too solid to be variegated. It's, I don't really, it's like blotchy. Like, that's what I would call it, blotchy. So it's called Sea Spray Mist. There's 145 yards, which is not a lot of yardage for a size 4 worsted weight, 100% acrylic. But this is like a premium acrylic. You know what it feels like? It feels like Premier Anti-Pilling to me, is what this Vanna's Choice feels like. It's very nice feeling, very soft. Softer than your average acrylic. This is my first time working with, or I haven't worked with it yet, but it's the first time I've ever had Vanna's Choice. I know Maddie swears by it. She loves Vanna's Choice yarn, so I thought I would give it a try, and it was on a really good sale. So I picked up 10 of those as well. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's my whole yarn haul there. That's everything. That's everything I'm working on and everything that I've gotten recently. I'm sure I missed something because it's been so long since I've talked to you guys about yarn. But thank you for, if you hung out with me this long, you deserve a medal because this was a long one. I'm gonna make it not so far in between next time so we can keep up a little bit better on what's going on. Oh, I see some yarn that I forgot to show you. I'll show you next time. I'll show you next time. It's too long already. I'll show you that project next time. I see it under there. Yeah. I tell you. Craftnado is like real. It's the real business. Yeah. I live up to my name. I just go from thing to thing to thing. I tell you. I don't finish anything. I do though. I finish stuff. I finish those mittens. What else did I finished all those blankets for Christmas. That was a lot. That's about all my recent finishes. Oh, finished another Afghan for the crochet along. Oh, let me mention that too. Just in case you're not aware, on Mindy's channel, which is Mindy's Diamond Moment, that's another thing that I'm working on. That's a work in progress that I can't reach. On Fridays, Mindy and I go live on her channel and we do kind of a stitch along. This is our third project that we're working on. We're making a summer top. It's from the pattern. It's a free pattern online from Yarn Inspirations. It's called Patton's Crochet Cardigan, P-A-T-O-N-S. You can do it with us, or you can just tune in and chit chat with us while we crochet. So we're always happy to have anybody there. So check that out if you didn't know about that. That's our stitchy time together where we crochet together, is on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So come and visit us there if you didn't know about that already. Anything else? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I hope to see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for hanging out. Missed ya. See you soon. All right. Bye, guys.